Here.
Scanlon.
Here.
Vidlac.
Here.
Solomon.
Here.
Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
3, for public information, a copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is available for review. It's above Tom. 4, notice of changes in the agenda by the city clerk. Additions may not be made to this agenda less than 24 hours before the beginning of the meeting unless added under item 5 of this agenda. Do we have any changes?
No changes, Your Honor.
5, citizens with business not scheduled on the agenda as required by state law. No matter may be considered under this item unless council determines that the matter requires emergency action. Do we have any emergency actions? Okay. 6, closed session. A, council reserves the right to enter into closed session if deemed necessary if the item is on the agenda as per section 84-1410 of the Nebraska Revised Statutes. 7, consent calendar. Items in the consent calendar are proposed for adoption by one action for all items unless any member of the council requests that an item be considered separately. Do we have any questions or comments on the consent calendar?
I'll move to approve.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Scanlon, second by Vidlac. Any questions or comments on the consent calendar? Okay, call the roll, please.
Solomon.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes. 8, public hearings. A, council to conduct a public hearing set for this date at 6 p.m. for the purpose of reviewing and obtaining comment on the question of whether properties and tracts of land within the general vicinity north of US Highway 26 and south of 40th Street between 5th Avenue and Avenue D in the north central portion of Scottsbluff is substandard and blighted. We'll open the public hearing.
Mayor and Council, at the May Planning Commission meeting, the Planning Commission reviewed this blight study for study area 18. As you see on the map, it's around Highway 26 and Avenue B, a lot of the vacant land in that area. As you can see from the staff report, that this were to be approved by you tonight, it would increase our percentage of blighted and substandard in the city to 31.15%. We have a maximum of 35%. So we still have plenty of room. And then as you see from the study, there's various reasons. A lot of these areas were annexed in the 60s and 70s and still haven't been built on. So staff reviewed this area and requested MC Shaft do a study on it.
Okay.
And this is to open up for more TIF funding for this area for development. Okay.
Do you know why the 35% cap is there? I'm just curious.
And that's just what the state says. So.
Okay.
State statute.
Yeah, okay.
Apparently they're trying to keep us from blighting and substandarding the entire metropolitan area.
Come on.
Is there any risk to increasing that amount closer to the 35%? Any downside or?
No, with annexation, you can decrease it, you can remove areas from this
Okay.
status, so we'll make sure to keep an eye on it.
Okay.
As far as I know, we've never taken any property that's been improved on out of the blighted and substandard percentage. So we could do some work there to reduce that number
Makes
too.
sense.
But we're still in good shape. We have quite a ways to go. We feel good about
Yeah.
where we're at.
So on that last map, can you go back up, that one, right? We had the buildings go down one, right there. So on the other one, that was all shaded. So you are including the areas like the old hospital
Yes.
and, is that Heritage Nursing Home?
Monument rehab.
Monument Rehab, okay.
But yeah, they would be eligible to go try for TIF. Yeah.
Okay.
The whole idea is to encourage development.
Yeah.
So did staff just kind of identify, like have you just been doing this and identifying it, or did Just curious how it came to.
Yeah, Sheree and I met, kind of reviewed the map, since we're not fully utilizing our 35%, and so it's just a great mechanism to get development.
Yeah.
That area is just kind of sitting there in part of town, so.
Looking at when it was annexed and the development that's been done in this land since then, we figured that it would be a good place to start. And
Is-
get applied for development purposes.
Is there any incentive beyond the TIF for like, investors to take advantage of to demolish like properties in that area or
Not to
anything?
my knowledge, when we did that SOD program a couple years back, it was tied to these districts, so.
Was it?
in the
Okay,
event that program would come back.
okay. All right, any other questions? All right, we'll close the public hearing. B, council to conduct a public hearing set for this date at 6 p.m. for the purpose of reviewing and obtaining comment on the question of whether properties and tracts of land within the vicinity of East Fifth Avenue, west of Circle Drive, south of East 27th Street, and north of East 26th Street in the central portion of Scottsbluff is substandard and blighted. In the public hearing?
So likewise, planning commission reviewed this study area for study area 19. At the May meeting, it made a positive recommendation on its approval as well. And this one's significantly smaller. Excuse me. It's just the block between Circle and Fifth and 27 and 26. And with that, and the other one, it bumps us up to 31.33%. So, and I should say that this recent Seth Raymond annexation we did is not factored into this percentage, so that would probably only change 20 something, but yeah.
Okay. Any questions?
That takes in the old Applebee's building and that strip
That's right.
through
Yeah.
there, so.
That'll be good.
All right, we'll close the public hearing. 9, resolution and ordinances. A, council to consider and take action on a resolution to declare study area number 18, generally described as properties and tracts of land within the general vicinity north of US Highway 26 and south of 40th Street between Fifth Avenue and Avenue D in the north central portion of Scottsbluff is substandard and blighted as defined in the Nebraska Community Development Law. Gonna read it?
It's a resolution.
Oh,
Yep, these are just the resolutions
Okay.
passed through the planning commission to adopt the blighted studies.
okay. Do you have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Scanlon, second by Solomon. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Solomon,
Yes.
Vidlac,
Yes.
Scanlon,
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes. B, council to consider and take action on a resolution to declare study area number 19, generally described as properties and tracts of land within the general vicinity of East Fifth Avenue, west of Circle Drive, south of East 27th Street, and north of East 26th Street in the central portion of Scottsbluff is substandard and blighted as defined in the Nebraska Community Development Law.
Same thing, Mayor, a resolution to adopt the study.
I'll move to approve.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Scanlon, second by Vidlac. Any questions or comments?
Just say thank you for the information you guys provided. It was very thorough and was helpful.
And MC Schaff does a really good job on these studies too.
Okay. Call the roll, please.
Scanlon,
Yes.
McCarrigan,
Yes.
Solomon,
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
10, bids and awards. A, council to discuss and consider action on awarding the bid for public safety building hail damage repair located at 1801 Avenue B, Scottsbluff, Nebraska, to Ironclad Construction for the amount of $93,165.20.
Okay, Mayor and Council, we did receive 2 bids on this project. One from Ironclad Construction in the amount of $93,165.20. That being the low bid. The other was from Twin City Roofing for a little over $126,000. The engineer's estimate was $112,000. We did do a little bit of work. We've never received a bid like this from Ironclad, so we looked at some references and some past work that they've done and feel comfortable with awarding the bid to them. So that is our recommendation, is Ironclad Construction in the amount of $93,165.
And this amount is in addition to what already insurance is paying for it?
This, say that again, Matt?
So insurance has already paid some, and this is our cost of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we do have a balance that the insurance is paid
Okay.
for our hail damage.
I'll move to approve the bid.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Scanlon, second by Solomon. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Vidlac.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
11, subdivisions and public improvements. A, council to discuss and consider action on an application for the creation of an agriculture estate dwelling site from Riverview Golf Course LLC, Scott and Brenda Wickard, for a property located at 1808, 18818 Highway 92, Scottsbluff, Nebraska, and authorize the mayor to sign the certificate.
Mayor and Council, Planning Commission also made a positive recommendation on the approval of this ag estate dwelling site. It meets all the requirements, and while it may seem odd that an ag estate dwelling site would be on a golf course, it would fall under the section that says AEDS and beyond marginal land of marginal usage. And with that, Greg Shields, who's surveyor for the applicant, is here to answer questions.
This is just land owned by the family, and they're wanting to add a family member onto the property, basically.
Exactly. The mom and dad want to lease this part of land, so the only way that they can do that legally is create an ag estate.
Okay. And the 20-foot easement is just a road to come in off of there. Okay.
There's an existing return right there anyway, so
Okay.
it's not gonna change.
Okay. Do you have any other questions? Do you have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Scanlon, second by Solomon. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
McCarrigan.
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
Solomon.
Yes.
12, reports from staff, boards, and commissions. A, council to discuss and consider action on the yard waste disposal agreement with the city of Bridgeport and Waste Connections of Nebraska, Inc., and authorize the mayor to sign the agreement.
Mayor and Council, earlier this spring, I was contacted by the mayor of Bridgeport and the supervisor at Waste Connections, and was told that Bridgeport lost their ability to compost yard waste at their landfill, and they still haven't gained that back. And we were asked if we would consider taking their yard waste. So we considered it. We consulted with the workers out at the compost facility and those in charge of it, and we decided that it would be something that we could do. So we're proposing that we do it through this agreement. It's $15 per ton, and it will help them out. They'll be bringing over about 15 ton per week through the end of October, and we'll charge them $15 per ton. So it's not a great deal of money. It's about $255 a week, but it's gonna help them out tremendously, so. So Kent was kind enough to craft this agreement, and we feel comfortable with it and recommend that you agree and provide this service for them.
Have we done this with other cities before?
We take in yard waste from Gearing, our own yard waste. We ended up taking it from Baird and Mitchell. So we're taking in all that yard waste right now.
Where is our yard waste facility?
It's out at the compost facility, County Road 26, and I don't know what the crossroad is, but it's just south of the airport.
Okay, I know.
Yep.
Yeah,
We built that fabric enclosure
okay.
over the cement pad. That's where it's at, so.
And you guys don't see any negative impact for the city itself with what we need to do here?
No.
Okay.
Is this a long-term agreement?
It's 1 year.
Do you think that we will continue to look at that, or is that something they want to go back and do their
It's
own?
possible. I think there's a good chance that they might make an application to get a new permit for their landfill so that they could do this again, but I think it's up in the air right now.
I move to approve the agreement.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Scanlon, second by Vidlac. Any questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Solomon,
Yes.
Vidlac,
Yes.
Scanlon.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes. 13, council reports informational only. This item is intended for council members to update and inform other council members of meetings attended since the last city council meeting. Do we have any updates?
No updates.
I've got a couple updates for Humane Society and Zoo. So the Humane Society got another $48,000 donation from an estate, which is really good. They're getting some work done on the roofing like we are. And then they are going to they voted to go forward with adding on a room for getting acquainted with new dogs for adoption like they have for the cats. So they're going to move forward on that one. For the zoo, the mountain lion, the new cub, is near the end of its quarantine, maybe a week out. So it was gaining weight. We were at a meeting 2 weeks ago and it was up to 40 pounds. Physically, it's passed all the tests and checkups with the vet. So things are looking good and they'll put it in the new exhibit that's been built. They're looking at getting a new interim director, and they've kind of narrowed it down to a candidate who has experience with helping smaller zoos get AZA accreditation. So that's a positive step, and a credit for Desiree. She did a lot of good work to get them moving. Yeah. And then for the spring overall, they've had a lot of success with schools coming in. They were averaging 4 to 5 schools a day. Basically every single community in the Panhandle probably sent students there. So almost 2,000 students in 1 month.
All right, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
My second.
Okay, motion by Scanlon, second by Solomon. Call the roll, please.
Scanlon.
Yes.
McCarrigan.
Yes,
Solomon.
Yes.
Vidlac.
Yes.
adjourn.
Thank you, guys.